Hey folks, welcome back to Merton Hyundai and Ed's Garage. All right, this time we're looking at a 2020 Kona Luxury. This is the Hyundai Kona Luxury, all new vehicle for 2018. We're now a couple years in and it's changed a little bit, but not too much. But let's go over some of the cool features with the Kona Luxury. Now this is the, not the top model, but it's kind of sort of the second trim down. There's also the next one down the trend that has the 1.6 turbo and a dual clutch transmission. This has the 2-liter non-turbo and a 6-speed automatic. So a little bit less power than the Ultimate, but still more than powerful enough to get you moving, and still has all of the cool features, whereas the Trend, you don't get all those cool features. So let's go over those features. So first off, at the front of the vehicle, you can see we've got fog lights as well as LED daytime running lights at the top, and then you got your projector headlights down in the center there. Now this one also of course has the air curtain pass-through right here, so that creates a curtain of air over the wheels to give it a bit of a better aerodynamic efficiency. We have Hyundai's signature hexagonal cascading grille. Now also on the front, you'll notice right there we've got the little forward-facing radar, and in the windshield the forward-facing camera. Now those two things combined are what's used for the adaptive cruise and the autonomous emergency braking system with pedestrian detection. So what it's going to do is, if you've got a vehicle in front of you, you got cruise control on, it's going to maintain a distance behind the car in front of you, and if you're coming up on a vehicle or a pedestrian, you don't see it, it's going to basically hit the brakes if you don't. So pretty cool. Now this one has beautiful aluminum alloy rims. These are a 17-inch rim. You'll find this rim on the Preferred trim and the Luxury, and then the Ultimate and Trend get a different rim, but these ones also are aluminum alloy as well. You get the marker lights on the mirror. In the mirror you get blind spot monitoring. You have proximity entry with the button right there, so you don't need to take the key out of your pocket or purse, you can leave it there. Coming around to the back, pretty good trunk space. And the cool thing is you can actually drop the trunk down if you need a little bit more space, just like that. All right, but you'll also notice that the back of the floor actually raises up, and that's so that when you've got the seat down, even in the trunk's lower position, you can actually slide an object over top very, very easily without having to lift it over the back seat bump. Privacy cover is removable as well. And as I close the vehicle's trunk, you'll notice we've got the backup camera right here. Now this vehicle is also equipped with all-wheel drive. Now guys, one of the cool things about our all-wheel drive system was designed and engineered right here in Canada by a company called Magna International. It is a proactive system, which I'll show you in a bit here, but what's really cool about it is it's actually going to put power to the rear wheels under any sort of acceleration, but also when the front wheels slip. So it's kind of proactively preventing the front from slipping by powering the rear wheels under any acceleration. As you start to get up to speed, power tapers off and kind of goes towards just the front wheels for fuel economy. All right, so let's have a look at the back seat here first, and we'll climb in. Now for those of you who don't watch my other videos or haven't watched any of my other videos, you should know I'm 6'2", so I got enough space up here. Now the front seat is back quite a bit, so I'll show you where we could put that as a 6'2" person. Now coming around to the side here, I'm going to show you we've got center cup holder armrest, and it is padded, okay? And the armrests on the doors are also padded. So it's a pretty comfortable place to be for rear passengers. But let's get into the front. All right, so before I sit down, in this luxury trim, you do get a power driver's seat. It's a manual passenger seat, but power driver's seat. You got adjustable height, adjustable tilt, and then two-way lumbar support here, and then of course your backrest. All right, so getting in. All right, so I've got the seat in a pretty good spot right here. Now, if I did have somebody behind me, I could very easily move the seat forward because I've got lots of leg room still. Raise it up a little bit. Check this out. I'm going to raise it up all the way. All right, to give you an idea of the headroom, okay, I've got the seat up to its absolute max position in height, yet my head's still not touching. I'm 6'2". Really good headroom in these cars. Legroom is fantastic as well. You'll notice now my knees are still very far from the dash. The cool thing is I can actually move the steering wheel a little bit away from me as well, because it does have tilt and telescopic steering. All right, so now that I've got the seat way up, honestly, this is not how I would drive it normally, but some people might. And honestly, it's perfectly comfortable just like this. Let's have another look at that back seat. All right, so one thing I'd like to point out is that I have a nice flat floor. I can stick my feet right underneath the front seat very easily. And now I've got plenty of room in front of my knees as well. So a 6'2" person can very easily sit behind a 6'2" person. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go over the rest of the features. Okay, so just so I get a better camera angle, now I'm gonna retract the seat all the way back so you can see everything in here very easily. Okay, so on the console down here, you'll notice we have heated steering wheel as well as heated front seats. There's a drive mode button here that'll put the vehicle into either a eco mode, sport mode, or normal. So eco mode will save you a little bit of fuel on the highway by reducing basically the power level of the vehicle. It also increases the length of time it takes for the vehicle to actually downshift into lower gear, so it tries to keep you in a higher gear as long as possible. The sport mode kind of does the opposite. It jumps down to a lower gear quicker, but also keeps you in that lower gear for a longer period of time. But it also tightens up the steering wheel too, to give you a bit more of a sporty feel. You got a lock switch here that actually locks in the all-wheel drive system. You can see it coming on and off there. Now when you lock in the all-wheel drive system, essentially what it does is it puts 50% of the power to the front and 50% of the power to the rear, so you get a very, very capable vehicle in the snow. A little bit better than a lot of other systems in that it's fully proactive, so it's actually putting that power to the rear wheels. Even with the lock switch off, it's going to put power to the rear wheels under acceleration, as I mentioned earlier. So let's put the car into drive here so you can get an idea. You'll notice it's actually showing up on the console there that it's already putting a little bit of power to the rear wheels, and most of it, of course, is going to the front. But as I start to speed up, let's accelerate here a little bit just for a moment, and you'll see it's putting power to the rear right away. As I slow down, it goes off, it tapers off. So it's going to mitigate the front wheel slippage by putting power to the rear right away, instead of waiting for the front wheels to slip like most car companies still do. All right, let's talk about the rest of the stuff here. So I'm going to turn off the climate control here momentarily. So that 7-inch touchscreen with the backup camera, a really nice clear image with dynamic steering lines, okay? And of course it has rear cross traffic alert as well. There we go. So it's picking it up and telling us exactly where the individual is coming from. Thanks, Nick. And doing a really good job of that. And the cool thing is it'll actually pick up a pedestrian or a car from a further distance as well. All right, so on the screen, we've got your stereo here. Now, nice thing about the stereo, it is equipped with satellite radio, and you could put the FM, AM, and satellite presets all on the same list of 40 potential presets. That's pretty cool. You can even record live radio. So we've got Sirius XM channel 62 going here. I can pause live radio, live satellite radio. I can go back and play live, or you'll see it's actually building up the amount of time it's recording here. And then I can just hit play where we left off, and then play live to get back to live. Pretty cool. All right. Okay, what else we got here? So we got the adaptive cruise control, which I mentioned earlier. So this is going to change the distance of the follow distance between us and the car in front of us when we're on cruise control. Of course, we have a very well-equipped trip computer, so let's go through that real quick. So on the main screen, you got your digital speedometer, you've got your fuel economy. Now that's going to be way off, of course, just because we're mostly just standing still. We've got the accumulated information, so 9.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Again, that's still higher than it normally would be, but keep in mind this vehicle hasn't been driven much. We've got the digital speedometer again there, and if we tap on the top button here, that takes us over to the right. We've got all-wheel drive information, lane keep assist information, which I'll get to in a moment, and an attention level system. So basically what the attention level monitor does is it's going to determine how weary you might be based on how long you've been driving the car for and your inputs to the steering wheel, brake, and gas. And it does a really good job of basically warning you that you might be getting tired. It's kind of neat. So it'll actually put a little coffee cup on the screen saying, you know, consider taking a break. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, have your multimedia controls. So the top button here,
please say a command.
FM 99.3.
Now listening to
will actually allow you to utilize the built-in voice recognition system when the phone is not connected to the USB port. However, when you have a phone connected to that USB port, it'll use the Google Assistant or the Siri Assistant on your Apple phone. Down on the left-hand side, you can see we've got the blind spot monitoring button, which turns that on and off, so that's what it looks like, a little light in the mirror. I've got your lane keep assist. So lane keep assist, basically when this little icon lights up in green, that means that the forward-facing camera is able to see the lines on the road, and it's going to do its best to keep you centered on the road. Of course, it is equipped with traction and stability control, which is that button there. And then we've also got fog lights as well as automatic headlights. Cool thing with our vehicles, all Hyundai vehicles, if you have the headlights on full, it's actually going to keep the headlights on and your tail lights. But the cool thing about it is that when you shut the car off and lock the doors, it shuts everything off anyway. So if you want to have tail lights on during the day, let's say it's foggy, rainy, snowy, you know, put the headlights on, set it, forget it. So most people that I sell cars to, I just tell them, you know what? Well, I try to tell everyone, but I just tell them, you know what, keep your headlights on all the time. That way you've got tail lights in the back. A lot of people don't realize that daytime running lights don't include the back of the car. All right, so that is the general gist of it. Now, oh, sorry, one last thing. We are looking at a vehicle equipped with leather seats as well, and you notice it's got the white stitching in there. It looks really nice. It's also perforated, so it doesn't transfer as much heat or cold. But that is only in the luxury and the ultimate trims do you get the leather interior. And of course, the luxury and the ultimate also get the sunroof, which you can open up vertically to vent out air, and you can also slide it horizontally to get the large opening. As a matter of fact, it goes a little further, just like that. All right. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit like and don't forget to subscribe to see more. If you have any questions about this vehicle or any other vehicle from Hyundai, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. You can also contact me if you're interested in taking one for a test drive at 604-795-0836. Thank you so much. Have a great day.